Welcome to TNP and Expert Education. இந்த வீடியோல Tnpsc Agriculture Officer 2021 exam question paper with answer key பார்க்கலாம். இந்த சேனலுக்கு புதுசுனா subscribe பண்ணிக்கங்க. The temperature limit for heated air drying for seed is 110 degree Fahrenheit. Certification shall be conducted by the certification agency notified under which of the following section of the Seeds Act 1966. Section 8. If 22 acres of area registered by a seed produced for Bajra certified seed production, how many heads to be counted by the seed certification officer at the time of first field inspection? 9,000 heads. Which of the following crop the seed multiplication ratio, that means SMR, is low? Groundnut. What is the color of certification tag for certified class seed? Azure blue. The certification seeds பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் ஒவ்வொரு சீடுக்கும் ஒரு கலர் இருக்கும். ஸோ ஒவ்வொரு கலரும் என்ன சீட்ஸ் வந்து குறிப்பிடுதுன்னு பார்த்துக்காங்க. Bunch top of banana disease is transmitted by Pentalonia nigronervosa. The chemical responsible for the production of silver shoot in rice due to the attack by rice gall midges, cecidogen. In insects, if the food resources shared equally by the competing members, it is called scramble competition. If suppose contest competition, that means food and mates utilized only by one or a few individuals. Intercompetition. Intercompetition means species can compete for host resources both at the adult stage as well as the larval stage. And the last one is a mutualistic competition. That means it is beneficial of both of the insects. A++ relationship. But for this question, the answer is scramble competition. The food resources shared equally by the competing members, scramble competition. First report of nematode associated with a plant disease was observed by Needham. The pest has grab which completes its life cycle in 1 year. Holotrichia serrata. The following is not a characteristic of land. Supply is elastic. The slope of isoquant indicates marginal rate of technical substitution. At break-even point, the profits to the farmer is 0. Which of the following is or are irrational zones of production? 1 and 3rd zone. This method of depreciation is suitable for livestock assets. Annual revaluation method. If the price of coffee rises from rupees 45 per 250 grams per pack to rupees 55 per 250 gram per pack, and as a result the consumer's demand for tea increase from 600 packs to 800 packs of 250 gram, then the cross elasticity of demand of tea for coffee is 1.5. Allocative efficiency is also called as pricing efficiency. The difference between the price paid by the consumer and the price received by the farmer is price spread. A market in which the purchase and sale of a commodity takes place at time t, but the exchange of commodity takes place on some specified date in future, that is a time t plus 1, that is called forward market. Agricultural markets were classified into regulated and unregulated market on the basis of extent of public intervention. Dash defined audience segmentation is a communication strategy that consists of identifying certain sub-audience within a total audience and then conveying a special message to each of these sub-audiences. Rogers. SMCRE model of communication was proposed by Rogers and Shoemaker. Match the following. So for this question, option A is correct. Display type of visual aids: posters, bulletin boards, models, exhibits. Extension teaching methods according to their use: individual, group, and mass contact. The state having the highest area under fruits: Maharashtra. The guidelines for intellectual property management and commercialization of technologies in the ICR came into operation with effect from 2nd October 2006, the year of 2006. In first 5-year plan, percentage of agriculture and allied sector to total outlay is 31%. The medium range weather forecasting is valid for 3 to 10 days. Identify the correct order of atmospheric layer arrangement from the surface of the earth to the top layer of atmosphere: troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, and thermosphere. You have to have some clues like tro, strat, mesother. Shortly, troset, mesother. Total number of agroclimatic zones of Tamil Nadu is 7. The recommended pre-emergence herbicide for maize and pulse intercrop is pendimethalin at 0.75 kg per hectare. Soil structure classification based on general shapes and arrangement of pits are called types of structure. Soil order characterized by low, that means less than 35% base saturation and accumulation of clay in subsoil is called as altisols. Dash is an example for ferromagnesian phyllosilicate minerals. Biotite. Which of the following epipedon has high organic matter? Histic. The columnar soil structure is observed in dash soils, zodiac soils. Tiller production in rice is greatly affected by prolonged stagnation of water. Identify the incorrect or wrong statement about irrigation. Irrigation is to keep the soil wet. Intermittent on and off system is followed in dash irrigation system. Surge. The plant sample for tissue analysis to diagnose the nutrient deficiency should consider physiological age of crops. Which of the following BGA is not widely distributed in rice growing tracts of India? Toliphothrex. Under the provisions of UPOV 1991 Act, a plant variety must satisfy the criteria like novelty, distinction, uniformity, and stability. Conservation of germplasm in its natural habitat or in the area where it grows naturally is known as in situ conservation. So cryopreservation means under liquid nitrogen some samples are preserved, that is cryopreservation. Conservation gene bank and ex situ conservation. NBPGL has substation at dash to represent arid zone, Jodhpur. Which one of the following chemical is used for creating high osmoticum for prolonged storage of culture? Sorbitol. Which one of the following is not a property of a good host for gene cloning? Have methylase. A collection of plasmid clone containing recombinant DNA molecules so that the sum total of cDNA inserts represent the entire genome of the concerned organism is called genomic library. The chairman of the state variety release committee, director of agriculture of the state. Sea village concept facilitates the empowerment of agriculture farmers to meet the requirement of quantity of quality sieve. Acid delinting is recommended for fussy cotton seed at the rate of 100 ml concentrated sulfuric acid per kg of seeds. Dash is the most critical factor in the maintenance of seed germination and viability of seed during storage. Moisture content. Weight of submitted samples for moisture estimation of species that have to be ground shall be 100 gram. In which of the following country the world first station for seed testing was established? Germany. ULV spraying of herbicides refer to ultra low volume. Dash weed is the alternate weed host for ergot disease in pearl millet. Cenchrus ciliaris. The combined effect of weed infestation due to allelochemicals and competition is termed as interference. The practical utilization of nematode-transmitted bacterium Bacillus populae achieved towards which of the following insect? Japanese beetle. The biological control agent used for management of rice leaf folder is Trichogramma chilonis. Farmer with good mental and moral will have a good character. Capacity is the second C of 3C of credit, which indicates capacity to repay loan. The following is not included under a purpose-wise classification of credit. Short-term loan. The institution involved in linking self-help groups to credit institution is NABARD. It's a bank, NABARD Bank. The World Bank is officially known as IBRD. Farm management is not concerned about inter-farm study. The focus of Dash was on food, work and productivity. Seventh plan. In offer curve is defined as the locus of pairs of its export offer and import demand at different terms of trade. WTO was established in the year 1995. Geographical indications comes under Dash agreement, TRIPS, TRIPS. These markets are of a permanent nature, secular markets. Not less than 1/3 of the total number of seats in all the 3 tiers of Panchayat shall be reserved for women. It provides the Constitution 73rd Amendment Act 1992. A set of interrelated units that are engaged in joint problem solving to accomplish a common goal. Social system. It is plan of activities to be undertaken in a particular time sequence. Calendar of work. Socially acceptable ways of behavior that do involve moral standards. Moves is the process by which an individual through one's own effort and abilities to changes the behavior. Learning. Adoption index suitable for ledgers is 16%. To meet the new challenges in agriculture through NARS strong and supportive policies are very imperative. IPR and SPS driven policies. Dash is chairman of the Niti Aayog, Prime Minister. The first IIT that provided agricultural education is IIT Kharagpur. The Dash is a unique institution under ICAR to conduct research and training in agricultural management. Norm. India is world's Dash largest producer of fruits and vegetables. Second, fourfold food production occurred in Green Revolution. The book Horse Hoeing Husbandry was written by Jethro Tull. Dash is a kombu hybrid rice and Fe content. Hybrid conine. The rice variety recommended under semi-dry condition is Anna 4. The recommended dose of fertilizers for rain-fed maize in alfisols is dash kg Np2O5 K2O per hectare 60:30:30. The recommended seed rate for Sunhem varietal seed production is dash kg per hectare in Tamil Nadu 20 to 30 kg per hectare. Dash is recommended for the removal of ergot affected seeds and Celluteria to prevent primary infection in kombu. 10% common salt. What is the absorption of ions in plants occurring with the aid of metabolic energy called active absorption? The minimum area to be delineated for regional planning is dash hectare 250 to 4000. The properties of soil which determine the water movement and root penetration. Physical properties. A slope of dash percentage is good for highway and building constructions 8%. The organic matter content of the peat soil is greater than 50%. The fungi that degrades lignin as well as cellulose from agricultural waste. Pleurotus. The sewage and the sludge contains an average NPK content of 3 to 6% N, 2% of P2O5 and 1% K2O. In biogas production, the last stage of anaerobic digestion where acetate and H2 plus carbon dioxide are converted into methane, carbon dioxide, H2O, that means water, is known as methanogenesis. The microsymbiont present in actinorhizal root nodule is Frankia. An example for groundnut variety released through mutation TG17. Which one of the following rice variety is resistant to rice gall midge? MDU 3. Heterosis results from the masking of harmful effects of recessive alleles by their dominant alleles. Dominance hypothesis. Three-way cross is a cross between a single cross A into B and an inbreed C. Pennisetum biloceum is a source for dash in bajra, male sterility. Which of the following method is not relevant to hybrid rice seed production? Using gynomonoecious lines. Seedlings with weak or unbalanced development of essential structures are referred as deformed seedlings. Minimum germination limits prescribed for a labeled seed of cotton is 65%. Number of plants required for sample for maximum permissible off types of 0.10% in GOT is 4000 plants. ISTA office in located at Switzerland. Cross-pollination range of Gossypium fisutum is dash %, 10 to 50%. The entomopathogenic fungi effective against citrus rust mite is Fistula thompsoni. Which of the following sprayers works on the same principle as the rocker sprayer? Pedal pump sprayer. Aflatoxin is an example of mycotoxin. In tea, which one of the following insecticides doesn't cause resurgence of pink mite? Permethrin. Which one of the following crops is sensitive to carbaryl? Soybean. Formal service societies were first established in the year 1971. The committee which recommended the merger of RRB with the sponsoring bank, Kushro Committee. The apex refinance institution for agriculture and rural development is NABARD. The decline in the value of asset due to usage, accidental damage and time obsolescence is called depreciation. Minimum support prices for different agricultural crops are announced before sowing season. Under dash system, the farmers are forced to sell part of their produce to the government at the announced prices. Levy. Dash means developing entrepreneurship in agricultural sector. Agripreneurship. The Indian Cooperative Societies Act 1912 dash defined cooperative society to promote economic interest of the members by cooperative principles which majority of the members are agriculturists. Section 4. DMI stands for Directorate of Marketing and Inspection. The rural development work at Shantiniketan by Rabindranath Tagore could not be extended to more villages because the institute could not get much help from government for research work. This rural reconstruction project initiated by Dr. Spencer Hatch with the aim of self-help with intimate expert counsel was able to produce more honey through modern beehives. Marthandam project. The Gargan project in Punjab was initiated by Mr. F.L. Brainy. The Rural Development Program launched with the objective of providing road connectivity to all rural habitations. Pradhan Mantri Gram Sedak Yojana. As per the International Trade Statistics of UNO, the share of India in the value of total world exports of agricultural and allied products has decreased from 1.8% in 1970 to dash percentage in 2000, 1.6%. The United Nations General Assembly, UNGA, declared 2023 as the International Year of Millets. TN was conferred dash times with the Krishi Karman Award in 7 years for commendable performance in increasing production and productivity of various agricultural crops 5 times. Tamil Nadu, with 6% of population in the country, is endowed with only dash of the water resources of India, 3%. The National Gross Domestic Product, GDP, of Indian agriculture contributes to 25%. Central Rice Research Institute is located in which of the following state? Odisha. Fertilizer schedule for pearl millet hybrid, 80:40:40. The seed rate for long duration rice varieties is dash 30 kg per hectare. The dry sealing of rice followed by supplemental irrigation during peak vegetative and reproductive phases is called as semi-dry rice. The spacing requirement for short duration rice variety is dash under medium and low fertility soils in Tamil Nadu, 15x10 cm. Foliar application of the following improves the grain yield in black gram during flowering stage. Pulse Wonder TNAU. What is the certain exchange capacity of humus? 252,500 C-mole. Best suitable soil structure for agriculture is crumb. Red soil is generally poor in nitrogen, phosphorus and humus. The type of activity of Bacillus megaterium bioinoculant in soil is PO4 phosphate solubilization. Which one of the following Azolla species tolerant to high temperature and salinity? A. Microphylla. The pH range for the biofertilizers production as specified by Bureau of Indian Standard should be 6.5 to 7.5. The blue-green algae inoculum minimum required per hectare is dash kg, 10 kg. In which of the following crops staggering is not required for hybrid seed production? Tomato. Which one of the following is incorrect? Doubled haploids are 100% heterozygous. Dash is an indication which identify a good as originating from a particular region. GI. The wild progenitor of PGNP is Cajanus cajanifolius. An example for monoecious nature is castor. The haploid chromosome complement of a species is represented by N. A long day biennial crop dash requires 2 seasons to produce sieve. Sugar beet. Seed yield of irrigated Italian millet is dash 10 to 16 kg per hectare. Number of field inspection for self-pollinated crops are 2. As per Indian minimum seed certification standard, minimum physical purity required for certified seed class of Bendi or Okra is 99%. Expand IMSCS, Indian minimum seed certification standards. Based on mode of action, activated clay exerts what type of effect? Physical effect. Which of the following chemical is used in bird's carer to produce acetylene gas? Calcium carbide. Activated kalinate clay is used to manage storage pests. The tip clipping of infested seedlings to manage stem borer in rice is a mechanical control. False root galls are the nematode symptoms produced on tomato roots by Nacobus betatiformis. Choose the correct one. The correct one is C. A situation when all possible outcomes are known with the probability is called as risk. Balance sheet is otherwise known as network statement. Imputed value of family labor is included in the cost to see. ISO revenue line represents the ratio of prices of two competing products. The apex body in cooperative marketing is NAFED. Commodity boards function under the purview of Ministry of Commerce, Government of India. Central AGMOC lab is located at Nagpur. Following is the market which is classified on the basis of degree of competition. Monopoly markets. Which of the following is not the subfunction of buying? Demand creation. The stages in innovation decision process according to Rogers is knowledge, persuasion, decision, confirmation. The degree to which an innovation is perceived as better than the idea is supersedes. Relative advantage. The degree to which an innovation is perceived as consistent with the existing values, past experiences and needs of potential adapters. Compatibility. It is a group of people that primarily interact via communication media such as letters, telephone, email, or a Usenet rather than face-to-face. Visual community. ARIS, ARIS, was initiated in the year 1995. Rainfed area in India presently constitute about dash percentage of the not cultivated area, 65%. The agriculture growth rate target fixed by the Planning Commission during 11th Plan of India is 4%. Most of the research work on early cropping in India concentrates on dash in semi-arid regions. Leucaena, leucocephala. Central Institute of Cotton Research is situated in Nagpur. High soil temperature suppresses the wheat germination. The heating process is soil solarization. Mechanical manipulation of the soil with the tools to provide necessary soil conditions favorable for the growth of crops are found as tillage. The average conditions of weather for a month, season or year are denoted as climatic map. The normal lapse rate is dash C per km, 6.5 degrees Celsius. The seed requirement for taking up line sowing is dash 10 kg per hectare. Crop growth and development are primarily governed by following environmental factors. All the above, like a soil, rainfall, temperature. The criteria used for the classification of irrigation water includes all the above: element toxicity, sodicity or alkalinity, salinity. Water use efficiency is more when the crop yield is increased. Adoption of new resource conserving technologies in agriculture will have to produce more food while sustaining environmental quality. The size of the clay particle is less than 0.002 mm. Dash is the structural component of nitrogenase and nitrate reductase enzyme, molybdenum. Soil texture can be determined by all the above method, like a field method, hydrometer method, international pipette method. An open trench left in between two adjacent stripes of land after finishing the ploughing is called as dead furrow. Optimum temperature maintained for paddy straw mushroom cultivation is 30 to 35 degrees Celsius. In honeybees, dash enzyme converts sucrose into dextrose and levulose invertase. The system of sowing a second crop after the first crop has reached its maturity, but before it is harvested is known as relay cropping. Cultivation of crop from regrowth after harvest is known as pruning. Growing two or more crops on the same piece of land in 1 year is called multiple cropping. The optimum age of seedling for transplanting long duration rice varieties is 35 to 40 days. Trips for collection of cultivated forms like land raisers, open pollinated varieties, wild forms and wild relatives of crop plants or exploration. இந்த வீடியோ உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருந்தா லைக் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க, கமெண்ட் பண்ணுங்க. இந்த சேனலுக்கு புதுசுனா சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணிக்கங்க. Thank you.